it's Mandina, aka the Crafty Lefty, and I am so excited to do a product review on one of my favorite craft stores of all time, Paper Source. We're going to be making this folded fall leaves garland together, and it is a skill level of 2, so it shouldn't be that tricky, and the supplies aren't that many either, so pull up a chair, let's get started. These are some of the supplies that they mentioned on the back of the kit that we would need: a ruler, a bone folder, double-sided tape, and scissors. The bone folder is optional. I did went ahead and purchase it. I've actually haven't used a bone folder before. I've just used my fingertips to make creases, but the guy at Paper Source assured me that this is life-changing, so ready to get my life changed and excited to start using this new tool. Okay, so we are ready to start making our Paper Source folded fall leaves garland. Paper Source also does a really great job of giving you simple instructions on the back that you can follow, and some diagrams as well. Since this is a skill level of 2, honestly, I don't think this is going to be rocket science, and we should make our garland kit pretty easily. So when you open your kit, you're going to get several different sheets of paper, all in different autumn colors. You're going to have burnt orange, this kind of yellow metallic goldish color, a matte white, a matte craft, bronze that's metallic, as well as a dull gold that's also metallic. So I actually liked how these were a little bit more muted. The decor in my house for fall is along these colors, very much muted, so I think it would go really well with the rest of the decor in my house. It also does come with some twine. So it's a very dull sort of craft colored twine. You can certainly replace this with the striped colored twine if you have any of those rolls at home. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one though, because I kind of like how everything's muted in this selection. So I just wanna keep up that muted look. You're gonna use this twine to both cinch your leaves individually after you make them, as well as the twine string that you're going to use to actually hang the garland. So to cinch your leaves, you're going to need 7 inches of twine for each leaf. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting that now. This is why you're going to need your ruler and scissors. So I'm just going to take one end and cut 7 inches. And that way, when I'm done with my leaves, I'll have it ready. So since I went to UT Austin, hook 'em horns, we're gonna start with the burnt orange one first. So they've already perforated it. Paper Source always does a really good job of making their any kind of craft kit super easy to do. You almost never need to cut out their shapes because they've done a great job of perforating them. As I say this, I'm getting stuck with this one little corner, but usually it's super easy. Okay, as you notice, there is a little bit of creases that they've already included into this leaf shape, and that's very much on purpose because you're going to use those end scores to accordion fold your leaf. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is fold it in half, just lining up these points and edges. I'm going to use my handy dandy bone folder that I just got. It does do a really good job of making that crease easier, so I don't have to do it with my fingers. And then I'm just going to start at one end and start folding along that score. I don't think it's necessary to use a bone folder every single crease, but maybe halfway, a third of the way through, I'll just get the bone folder out to reinforce these creases I'm making by hand. See, it just does a great job of creasing it. It makes it flatter, so it's actually easier for you to continue with your folds. So you don't have this big bunch that you're having to deal with. And for this last fold, I'm just gonna fold this guy over. And use my bone folder to make sure he's super flat. There we go. Now we're gonna fold in half along that original halfway point that you made. So now I'm just gonna take my twine that I pre-cut and make a knot. And I want these ends to be a little long because this is how I'm going to adhere this leaf to the actual long string of twine for my garland. Okay, and then the last step is adhering some double stick tape here so that when you accordion fold this back to the top to make your leaf shape, it'll stick together and stay like that. So that's what we want. So I noticed that my double stick tape is just a little bit wider than my actual accordion fold. So I'm just gonna cut it in half so he's not spilling over the sides. And I'm gonna stick him down like that. And now I'm just going to line them up again. And find these edges and use my fingertips to sort of clamp them shut so that they stick to each other. You're working with really, really tiny pleats here in the accordion fold. So you just need to kind of get your fingers in there as best as you can without messing up your folds to apply some pressure. And that's it. That's your leaf. That was pretty easy to do, and I kind of like how it looks like a fallen leaf in your backyard, but obviously made out of paper. So yeah, I like that look. So that's the first part of your leaf garland kit, and we're going to continue doing some more, and then I will come back here and show you how we string them together. Alright, so now that we're done building our leaves, we're going to string them on the remaining length of twine that they provided. I'm just going to take the two remaining ends that I used to clasp the leaf together, and I'm going to tie it around this main twine length. And when I make that first knot, I'm just going to leave a little bit at the end before I make the second knot. And I would clip these two ends when I'm done. I just kind of want to make sure that it's in the exact spot that I want it to be. And as you can see, when you make that double knot, it's still movable, which I really like. Okay, so I have strung all of my leaves on the length of twine, and they've actually given me quite a bit of twine left over, which is great in case you wanted a more spaced out look, or in case you messed up. So it's great that they gave you some extra twine to work with. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like all strung together, and also give you some different uses for how you can use it besides just a garland. So you can put it down your table as an accent to your table runner. I think that would be a really cute addition to your tablescape for the fall. You can also turn this into a place card holder by taking a clothespin and standing it upright, and then clipping a cardstock tag with a person's name on it. And then you can also use it as a decorative addition to any sort of fall decor you have going on at home. Well, thanks so much for joining me. We just finished making our Paper Source Fall Folded Leaf Garland, and I think it's a great beginner craft for the fall. I think it's something that you can easily make in an afternoon, and the supplies are simple enough that you should have them on hand at home, or if not, they're very easy to purchase. So one thing I will say that I mentioned before is I really think that the colors Paper Source chose for this garland are muted enough where they could sort of go along with any type of fall decor that you have going on at the moment. I don't think it's likely to clash with any sort of fall decor that you have, so I really appreciated that. But one thing I will say about the garland is that I noticed as I was doing that accordion fold that there are certain paper types that are easier to fold than others. So the more matte papers are definitely easier to fold along those score lines than the metallic. So I felt like the matte white, the matte craft was easier to make my folds, and it went a lot more quickly than the more metallic papers. So that's just something to keep in mind if you decide to make this garland at home. And we are done. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. As always, keep it crafty, and until next time, bye.